Good evening and thank you for joining us on this Saturday. I'm Sarah Horbacewicz. Now it started off a little rainy this morning, but what a nice day it turned into. Meteorologist Simone Thomas joining us now. Simone, can we just copy and paste this day again tomorrow?
You know, if I had to complain, which I will for a second, the only complaint I have is how hot it is. It's a nice day. We just need to turn the thermostat down just a couple of degrees. Now the good news is all of the moisture that we've been seeing thanks to all of the rain we've had lately is keeping those temperatures out of the triple digits, but on the flip side, that moisture is helping those feels like temperatures, also known as your heat index, soar into the triple digits. You see most of the southern half of the state seeing feels like temperatures in the triple digits right now, feeling like 101 in the capital city. Arkadelphia feeling even hotter right now. 104 is the current feels like temperature. Just to our north, still pretty warm feeling, lower to middle 90s in northern and north central Arkansas, but that's thanks to an abundance of clouds following some storms developing to our north in Missouri, some of which might try to scoot down and skirt some of northern Arkansas. You see those counties shaded in pink that are under a severe thunderstorm watch until 1 a.m. Not quite our coverage area, but just something to note this afternoon. As we continue through the afternoon, we're definitely going to maintain clear to mostly clear skies. We're going to have a mild evening, temperatures really only dipping into the 70s overnight, and we got another hot day in store for Sunday that we'll talk more about in that 7-day outlook that's coming up in just a few.
Simone, thank you. Tonight, Little Rock police are looking for answers after a shooting late last night. The video you see here on your screen comes from the scene at Fletcher Park. The shooting sent a victim to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. That's what we know so far, but we are still waiting to get more details from police, and we have reached out. Once we get more information, we'll be sure to let you know. In an effort to end gun violence, many Arkansans and Americans across the country are all wearing orange this weekend, hoping to raise awareness about gun violence in our country. Earlier today, the Greater Little Rock Moms Demand Action Group held an event honoring the lives of those who were affected by gun violence, a time where they gathered in the community together to lift up voices, all in that effort to end gun violence.
Being a parent, this work is really important to me because both in Arkansas and in the nation, guns are the leading cause of death for children. And so it's something that we all have to face, and it's painful, but it's also the work we need to do to keep our children safe.
The Wear Orange campaign began in Chicago, where a young woman was shot and killed in a playground. Her friends decided to get together and honor her life. They chose the color because it's the color that hunters wear to say, please don't shoot. A Northwest Arkansas staple has now made its Little Rock debut. THV11's Carter Thweet takes us inside this restaurant's first week and shares how they're already giving back.
Well, I'm here outside the Buttered Biscuit, and this brand new restaurant opened just a week and a half ago, adding to the ever-growing Promenade at Chenal shopping center. The Buttered Biscuit is a locally owned breakfast restaurant that just opened their first location in West Little Rock. They already have 4 locations in Northwest Arkansas. Jonathan Clark is the company's GM for this market. He says they've been busy since opening, but they wouldn't have it any other way.
We're here early, 4 or 5 a.m. every day, making hand-scratched gravy and biscuits for the community, and we're just excited to be in Central Arkansas.
The restaurant is an addition to the Promenade at Chenal in West Little Rock. Chris Monroe is a principal with the Promenade's leasing firm. He says the Buttered Biscuit will be a great complement to the shops, restaurants, and entertainment already there.
Outstanding concept, high-end ingredients, great atmosphere. We're thrilled to have them.
Monroe says he's proud of what the Promenade has to offer and says he sees the area as a marker of how much Little Rock is growing.
It has that feel, again, like a Dallas or Houston or Atlanta or Nashville. And again, our tenants speak to that. The asset itself, it anchors a great part of town and a growing part of town.
The Buttered Biscuit will be a big part of that. But the restaurant doesn't just want to serve the community with great food, they also do it with Project Biscuit, a charity that helps underprivileged individuals. Every time a customer orders the Eureka sandwich, $1 goes towards the resources Project Biscuit provides, including scholarships.
We've partnered with Pulaski Tech Culinary School with that, and so it's been a really exciting start already.
In the meantime, the store will continue its mission of providing a great breakfast and an atmosphere to match.
I think our guests have been super satisfied, not only with our food, but our quality service.
In Little Rock, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
Thanks, Carter. The owners also have plans to open a second location in Little Rock this coming fall. A group of Arkansans spoke up in support of the state's transgender community at a public hearing yesterday. The focus of that hearing, removing the X option on state IDs. 11 people stepping up to the podium during Friday's hearing held by the Department of Finance and Administration. Many of those speaking against the rule say they fear it could do more harm than good.
Since the announcement of this ruling, trans people statewide frequently contact our organization expressing fear and confusion over this current attack on our community.
They hope the DFA will reconsider the rule. On Wednesday, a judge ruling to temporarily pause the new policy. In response, the DFA Secretary Jim Hudson said the internal process of allowing people to change their gender on their driver's license or ID was not consistent with Arkansas law. Meanwhile, new federal rules from the Biden administration will require cars to average more miles per gallon. Hybrids run on both battery power and gasoline. Sales surged 53% in 2023 to a record high. Hybrids now make up 9% of new car sales compared to about 7% for electric vehicles. Andrew Frick is president of Ford Blue, which makes the company's gas and hybrid vehicles. Ford just set a new record for monthly hybrid sales and plans to quadruple production in the next 5 years.
I think having a balanced approach of gas, hybrid, and electric vehicles is the right way to go.
Is it fair to say you're basically going to make whatever car people are willing to buy?
We want to cater to our customers.
The Biden administration's regulations are pushing automakers to rapidly electrify their vehicles because in the U.S., transportation is the top source of planet-warning emissions. Over its lifetime, an EV produces 50% less CO2 than a gas-powered vehicle. A hybrid cuts it by 25%. Decarbonizing the American auto fleet would take longer if consumers chose hybrids over electric vehicles.
EV sales are still growing. They're just growing much slower than they had been a year ago or 2 years. The near-term future is hybrid, plug-in hybrid, electric, and some gas vehicles as well.
And as the push to get more electric vehicles on the road continues, a new AAA survey finds 63% of consumers are unlikely to buy an EV for their next car. Children's Protection Center held their annual Dragon Boat Festival earlier this morning. Teams began practicing this week, and all proceeds from the event will go directly to support children affected by sexual abuse, providing them with essential services such as forensic interviews, medical exams, and mental health support.
So today, this is the 11th annual River Cities Dragon Boat Festival. Children's Protection Center has been hosting this event for 11 years to raise money for the services that we provide. And dragon boating is an actual sport. So we bring teams out here to get on the boats and race to try to raise money for child abuse.
Officials also encouraged corporate donations, team pledges, and volunteer involvement, ensuring that everyone can play a part in this year's meaningful event. The festival took place at Maumel's Lake Willesteen Park. The cereal drive wrapped up this week's action with 4,510 boxes coming in from Russellville yesterday. That brings this week's total to more than 32,000 boxes of cereal combined from the first 4 stops this week. We're going to take a quick break next week, but starting that next week in June, we're heading to Searcy, Cabot, back here in Little Rock and Saline County.